up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I just got back from Christmas vacation. And so this is a different video. I do have a small haul at the end. I know you guys are here for the clothes and for the fashions, right? But I wanted to kind of debunk some myths about holiday travel, at least what I experienced during this trip. So little backstory, my family decided, this is my husband's side of the family, decided to rent a home for the holidays. And we started maybe about 8 months ago planning this. We went to this beautiful, and I should have had more pictures. I'm so sorry, guys. And I know I say this like every vlog. You guys know I don't like having cameras in my family face. I signed up for this, they didn't. And these were my in-laws, and we were just having a really great time. I could have gotten more footage of the neighborhood. We stayed at a place called Paradiso Resort, which is a lot of vacation homes. If you know Orlando or Florida in general, you will know that there's a lot of neighborhoods that are rentals. These are not like where people live, they're just rental properties. And you guys have seen them. They're like the 22 bedroom homes, and one room is Mario Brothers, one is Marvel, one is, you know, Lion King. Really great for families. So we decided 8 months ago to do this trip, and we just wanted to all be together and do something different. No one in the family had been away during the holidays. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. My child is now 17 years old. She's been to Disney quite a few times. So it was no big thing for the Disney part. But I wanted to like give you guys my take on this if you're thinking about traveling during the holidays and your experience. Because I went into this experience almost horrified, thinking of traveling during the week of Christmas, and I have to tell you, it wasn't so bad. So I have a few takeaways, and I'll show you guys some footage that I did get, and then we'll do my outlet haul, which is not much, at the end of the video. And so let's get into it. So first thing I want to talk about is the airport. So I'm in the DMV area. We have 3 airports here: Dulles, Reagan, and BWI. And so Reagan Airport is in DC. Our flight left on Monday at 2 o'clock, which means we're going to board about 1:30. We decided to get to the airport at 11. So we got there, and unbeknownst to me, guys, the airport was empty. When I say empty, it was empty. Now, Reagan Airport, I think Monday and maybe Sunday are their busiest days for travel in general, because people are coming into DC for their companies. They're going back home, things like that. So we got there, and I was like bracing myself. If I'm being honest, I probably had a bit of anxiety thinking about holiday travel. We have TSA pre-check and all the things, but in some cases, from what I understand, holiday travel, TSA pre-check don't even count, because the lines are so long, it is what it is, right? So we got there at 11 o'clock, and we flew JetBlue. I asked the ladies at the counter, like, what's going on here? And they were like, no, you guys just missed the rush. It was crazy all week long, and literally there's no one here. So I'm going to insert some footage right here so you guys can see how empty the airport was. So we are at the airport. We are headed out. Believe it or not, it's not crowded here at all. We're at DCA, and we took JetBlue out. It's literally like nobody in here now. I don't want to knock on wood, it's too bad right now. But she did say that it was really bad. It's 11 o'clock now on Monday. She mentioned that it was really bad this morning and this weekend. But like, I'm going to turn you guys around. It's literally nobody in here. This is the JetBlue counter. That's American down there. And it's 11 o'clock. No one's there. So it's a good travel hack. Mondays at 11. So now we are behind the gate, and we're just like where you would go and like the shopping and stuff. But again, it's just not crowded. This is Ben's Chili Bowl, which is very popular in DC, and that still is not that crowded, as you can see. So it's pretty, you know, again, it's like 12:30 now. We made it to security pretty quickly, and I'm going to get something to eat. Okay, am I tripping? When I say empty, empty, I was in complete shock. Okay, so we get there, very nice and quiet. We get our food, and there was, I mean, people traveling. Funny enough, this is probably, of all the times I've traveled, I've been to Orlando in general so much, this is probably the lightest the airport has been. I was in shock. So we got through security, TSA, bags checked, all of that stuff within like 35 minutes. And then we went behind the gate and we ate, you know, did all the things or whatever. Comfortable flight. It was fully booked. And listen, you're on an Orlando flight. Orlando in general means children. That's just what it is, okay? So, of course, there were kids. We had some with us. Some were agitated and crying, but it was a very quick flight, like maybe, I think it was like an hour and 50 minutes or something. Again, which seemed weird because I'm used to a flight to Orlando being closer to 2 hours and maybe 30 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. I almost want to like go back and research. A lot of times we do go from BWI. I'm not sure if that's the difference, but I'm used to a longer flight. Okay, cool. So we get there, and Orlando Airport is not that bad. Where JetBlue is located is in the newer side of Orlando Airport. And what was great is they had these blue carts, and I don't think I have footage of this, that will complimentary take you around. You guys know if you are in a wheelchair and things like that, the airport always provides some level of assistance. But this is just like, hey, I want to ride, because apparently the walk is a lot. So we were able to catch this like blue chariot because we were all exhausted. We landed probably about maybe close to 4 o'clock, and then we had to go to the rental car line. Again, not so bad. My husband, who was very prepared, he planned everything. He did the reservation ahead of time where we could just literally go downstairs. Some of our family didn't, but even the ones that stood in line, we were probably only waiting for like maybe 30 minutes while they got their car. So it wasn't, again, average travel. We're traveling on Monday. So remember, Monday is the 23rd. Christmas Eve is Tuesday. And then Christmas is Wednesday. So we get the car. We get to the house. Finally, the house is amazing. We planned it that way because, you know, check-in is not until 4 o'clock. When you are traveling through VRBO or Airbnb, baby, you ain't getting in no earlier. At a hotel, you know, you risk the chance of them saying, hey, come on, it's 10 o'clock and rooms are available. Come on in. We've learned our lesson. So we try not to get to Florida until it's time to check in if we're staying Airbnb, because you're not going to get that code, or your code will not work until 4 o'clock, okay? We got in. I'm sorry, guys, I don't have any footage of the house, but when I say adorable, super cute. They have it all planned out where I want to say there were 6 master bedrooms. And of course, there was one that was larger than all the others. But for the most part, they're all about the same size. They all have their own private bathroom. That is amazing for adults, especially couples that are traveling with children. Then you have all these single beds, and each room has a different, so the adult rooms all look, you know, just well designed, cute, whatever. But all of the children's rooms are all like Toy Story, Moana, Lion King. It was so freaking cute. They have slides in the room, and then there's a game room, there's a movie room. So we really enjoyed ourselves in this what seemed like a not so large house, but it I almost got lost. So I'm not saying I got lost because it was so big. It's the way it's laid out. I would go upstairs to like talk to my daughter, and I'm like, which way do I go? I'm not sure which way to go. I'm so confused. So, but we had such a great time. I want to say it was about 20, including kids, maybe 25 to 27 of us. Could have been more if I really do a head count. But they had 2 refrigerators, 2 dishwashers. The house also came with a pool. And so my takeaway for the house is we got the heated pool maybe a day and maybe 2 days into our stay. The pool did not get to... let me back up. The weather in Orlando was fairly cool. So at night, it was somewhere between 50 and 60. And during the day, you may have gotten up to 70. So it was not, you're not able to just jump into the pool. The pool is in the back. It's covered. You're not getting any sun hitting the pool. So you needed it to be heated. So we kind of waited too late. So if you're going to do a heated pool, which I highly recommend if you're not going in the summer, just go ahead and pay the fee early on. The pool was at full capacity of heat on Thursday, but we were leaving Friday morning. The kids enjoyed it, and I mean, when I say warm, it was heated like a bathtub, okay? It felt so good to the touch. So that's one takeaway we would definitely do next time. And it was just great, like being with family, having fun, cooking together. That's another thing. So again, my child is 17. I've done all this before. I'm at a point in my life where I'm not looking to cook. But it is great having a large family because you can kind of like piece it off. I think one morning me and my husband did breakfast. I did my famous breakfast potatoes. And that was pretty much it. And then I think we may have had some few meals here and there. But for the most part, people ordered Instacart or Uber Eats, and we made a few meals in the house, which is great when you have kids. It makes it a lot cheaper. But the other reason why we had to cook as well is because we're there during the holidays. And this is one of my takeaways. Airport was amazing, going and coming. But we were there Monday through Friday. The holiday is in the middle, which is Wednesday, which meant Tuesday, the city shut down at 6 o'clock. It was done. There were no tickets to Disney. They were all sold out Tuesday, Wednesday, and I want to say they got in, sorry, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were all sold out. Thursday, a few people were able to get tickets, but then it was sold out as well. But if you have been to Disney, you know what that means if it's sold out. It is crowded beyond compare, okay? We are the people that are together. When my daughter was younger, I mean, they all have backpacks. They have 4, ice cold frozen waters inside. We have some, you guys know them PB&J sandwiches, Crustables. A few Crustables in their bag, oatmeal cream pies, and we may make like a sandwich, right? We got our backpack on, and we are trekking it. If it opens up at 9 o'clock, we are at the gate, okay? We are Universal people. I'm not so much into Disney, but we've been to Universal a ton of times. So, but during the holiday, highly, 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 highly do not recommend. Especially for small kids. My takeaway on Disney, I feel like Disney, you should go to Disney when you're 7 and above. Because younger children do not have the capacity and patience for Disney when it's super crowded. Also, you will not remember. Ask any of your family or friends that have been to Disney before the age of 5. They will probably tell you they don't remember it. Like, oh, I got pictures with Mickey and Minnie, but I don't remember being there. Between 5 to 7, they have slight memory. But again, they don't. It's like, after 7, children have the tolerance and the patience to wait. Long story short, the children that did go, they were over it. They left out about 8:30 that morning. They did not walk through the doors. And if you've been to Disney, you know. It's like faraway land, which considerably is fascinating within itself when you're a kid, right? So you park in the parking lot, you get on a trolley to get to the front gate, or what you think is a front gate, and you have to now choose the monorail or a boat, I think, to get to this faraway land, which is magical, right? That's really nice when you're a kid, if you understand it. But you're hot, and you have to be patient, and you're in line again for the 3rd time, and you haven't even gotten into the park yet, right? Then you get to the gate. So I want to say they did not get to the gates of Disney till like 11:30. So crowded. Those that had strollers, the kids were done. The kids told the adults, like, yeah, we can go back home. Okay, they were like between 5 and 6 years old, maybe a little younger, maybe 4 or 5, maybe 4 and 5 years old. They were over it. They were ready to go home. Their feet hurt. They were back at about 4 o'clock. It just didn't make sense. All the rides were super long. To see the princesses, the wait was like maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. A 4 and 5-year-old does not have the patience for that. They just don't. When you're 8 and 9, I feel like you're like, okay, I want to see Princess Tiana, so I'm going to sit here and I'm going to wait this thing out, right? Children don't have that. They want to get on to the next thing. Which, to my point, my experience with children, growing up myself, with not having a lot and a mom that made our childhood super fun, I'm here to tell you a lot of that does not matter, if I'm being honest with you. Children at a certain age, that is what you want them to have. They don't really care that much. They would have had more fun in a pool with a pool noodle, swimming every single day, than they had standing in line at Disney. Now, I'm not saying children shouldn't go to Disney, but I highly do not recommend during high season. So Christmas, 4th of July, spring break. I wouldn't say summer break. I would say spring break. Because in the summer, you can kind of figure it out, right? Just don't choose a holiday. But Christmas is an absolute no-no. As an adult, I wanted to go to Universal. I wanted to get the Fast Pass. It is extremely expensive. I think tickets to get into the park, which are normally like $109, during Christmas were like $235. If you want a Fast Pass, that's an additional like $300. So you're looking at about $600 just for a ticket. And because the park is so crowded, the fast lane is still not fast. So it's just kind of, for me, defeats the purpose. So my takeaway for anyone with children, take them when they understand it, when they will remember. If you want to go through all that havoc, baby, make it count, okay? And trust me, ask any of your friends. They all will tell you, I have pictures. My mom said I went. She said I saw Mickey. I don't really remember it. Make it count. So once we finish with the house, which again was really great, really fun for everybody. I highly recommend that. My takeaway with the house is I would definitely maybe do it after. I told them that like maybe what we should do is have Christmas itself here, like home, and then get on a flight the next day. And therefore, we're not up against the holiday. You kind of still run into New Year's, I guess, but you're not dealing with everything being shut down. We kind of sort of, in a way, lost 2 days because if you weren't going to the theme parks, Nothing was open on Christmas. And Christmas Eve, everything shut down at 6. Now, I will say in a city like Orlando, that's a very much so a tourist city, I don't think things should close like they do in regular cities. That's just my takeaway. I think you pay your staff who want to come in double time or time and a half, and there will be people who will sign up for this, who are like, look, I don't feel like being with my family. I'm going to make this money, and I'm going to work that day. I think that it should be open because people are there to experience the city. That's just my one, too. There were a few places that were open. I think we went to Fridays on like Christmas Day. But even Disney Springs, if you guys have been to Disney Springs, it used to be called Downtown Disney. You couldn't get into the parking lot. I'm talking about the whole time. Disney Springs was so freaking crowded, and it again defeats the purpose. If we're here and we can't get in any place and we can't experience it, what is it all for? So I recommend next time to my husband that if we go, we have Christmas here, catch a flight the next day, head out, spend a few days there, get back here before New Year's. I think we will have a much different experience and we will be able to enjoy it a lot better. So I hope that helped anybody who was looking to do any travel during the holidays. But let's get into the haul. So they have a premium outlet in Orlando. And one thing about me, y'all already know, she gonna find a premium outlet. Please understand that every single time, okay? I'm going to find me a premium outlet. One of my favorite places lately has been Ferragamo. This particular outlet had a Prada, Gucci, Ferragamo, Jimmy Choo, Moncler, I'm missing some, Burberry, Versace, a Ferrari store, Longchamp, MCM. They pretty much had everything except for like a Saint Laurent. They had a Dolce & Gabbana. They didn't have a Valentino. So not as great for me as Woodbury Common or what's the one I went to in Miami? Sawgrass, but a really great outlet nonetheless. Outlets were super crowded. We went that Thursday. We were trying to like, oh, after Christmas we'll go. Again, they closed at 6. They were not open on Christmas Eve, on Christmas, so whatever. We get to the parking lot, I promise you guys. It opened at 9. We're thinking we're beating the crowd. We're around the corner. So the place where we stayed, which was Paradiso Resort, literally a 5-minute ride to the resort. Great location as well. Everything was kind of in a nice, like, I would say 5 to 6 mile vicinity. 9:13, I think we pulled up, and we almost didn't get a parking space. Like, that's how crowded the outlet was. So again, you're dealing with this crowd before and after Christmas. It is what it is. We got in, but can we have a conversation? I know we talk all the time about things like this, but can we have a conversation? There are certain stores I don't know if they're, or certain brands, I don't know if they're really going to make it. There was a Bottega there too. I don't know if they're going to make it. I don't even know if anyone was in Versace. No one was in Dolce & Gabbana. Burberry was pretty crowded. Gucci always has a line. So the line, Gucci was the only one of all the brands that I named that had a line. Them and Lululemon was really hard to get into. There was a Brunello Cucinelli. There's something else I'm missing. Bottega, I already said. The only places with lines and a queue to like, you're going to wait here for 30 minutes to an hour was Gucci and Lululemon. That was it. And it just made me wonder, like, what is happening with these high fashion brands that here we are at a completely crowded outlet and no one's in line for Versace. No one's in line for Prada. No one is in line. And Prada has some pretty decent stuff. I almost got a headband. But it goes to my conversation of telling you guys that people are really into quality these days. And the prices were great. They're just not spending their money. I don't know what's happening. I did not see one person. We were at the outlets maybe about 3 hours. I walked past Versace a couple of times. I may have saw 2 people inside Versace shopping. And I know all of these brands have their moments, right? They all have a time where you're like, oh, baby, have you been to so-and-so? We've seen Gucci have that resurgence. Versace had a resurgence, I want to say a few years ago, with those platform heels and the gold jewelry. And, you know, it had a bit of a comeback. We're not interested anymore. Or the people are not interested anymore. So long story short, I went to Ferragamo. And let me show you guys now my footage, the little bit of footage I got at the outlet. kind of been my go-to lately. You guys know I went to Clarksburg Outlet in search of those wedge leopard pump shoes, and they had a nice variety there, which really like opened my taste up to Ferragamo, because for years I just thought of them as like a belt brand, and a lot of people want Ferragamo belts and maybe a pair of loafers. The outlet wasn't the best. I think Clarksburg to me had a lot more of the two outlets, and I did not see, those shoes are very popular. I did not see those in there. Jimmy Choo did have a few of the Bing, you guys know the Bing mule heel, but of course they were not on additional off. So I want to say the store was additional 30 or 40 off. Anything with a red tag was not, and of course those were not on the list. So they were like $5.96. Didn't feel the need to get those. They had a few different colors. I do think they're nice shoes, but they're not a need, especially at that price. Now at $5.96 with 40% off, 30% off, they would have been purchased, okay? But I just can't seem to catch them. I know they're popular, so to be in the outlet in general is a big deal. So I did purchase 2 pairs of shoes. So the first pair are these sandals. Now listen guys, my toes are not done, so I'm not going to show these on my feet. I would probably scare you off the internet right now, okay? So you guys have seen this shoe, and I'll try to pop up a picture of the shoe itself, but it's a mule, and it is so freaking comfortable. It's called the Altair. Let me see if I can, you probably can't see that. It's called the Altair. I think that's how you say it. I'm in a size, I think this is a size 9. I thought I had an 8.5, but anyway, it fit. This right here, show if you guys can see. This right here is stretchy. These 3 are not, and I thought, oh, this is going to be a mess. I've seen this shoe when I was in Clarksburg. Didn't try it on. I opted for the other red mules that I purchased, but I had been eyeballing this for a while. I needed a black mule to throw on. The one pair that I do have is from Schutz, and they have a silver heel. So I find myself, and you guys probably hear me say it in videos, oh, the shoe is silver and I'm wearing a gold bag, but it's going to be covered up anyway with my pants. I needed something I didn't have to think about, and this is it. When I tell you this is so cute on the foot, it's comfortable, and I really thought these were going to hurt, and they don't. This gives you so much give with the pull. It just fits perfectly. I know now why people were ordering or getting this shoe. I think I spent a total of $6.20 in Ferragamo for both pairs of shoes. So I want to say these were a little cheaper. The other ones were more expensive. So these must have been like $2 something, and the other pair may have been close to $4. So, but love them. Can't wait to wear them. Good heel, not too high, and just a comfortable shoe. And it has this padding. We get so the next shoe does not have a sticker on the box, guys. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that, but I've wanted these for a while, and I thought I wanted them in the mule, but then I saw this in the window, and they were in blue and silver. So I thought I'll ask the guy, do you have any other colors? He's like, oh, we have red. I'm like, oh, I'll take it. So I'm always here for a red shoe, although I'm not a red girl, usually when it comes to clothing, but I love red shoes and bags. So this was so cute. I wouldn't mind having it in black with the gold heel. Again, super comfortable. Not sure if you guys can see, but that is a nice thick padding right here. Okay, nice thick pad. Okay, so I thoroughly enjoy these. I almost wore them while we were there out to dinner, but I stopped myself. Super duper comfortable. I do wish this here was either a thong or stable, because I feel like it's going to move and possibly get on my nerves, but I don't have the name. I'll try to put it up on the screen, but these were a steel, very high quality, good shoe. Love them. He said they had them in black with a gold heel, but they sold out fairly quickly, as I'm sure they were, but they had them in like a pretty royal blue, and they had them in silver, which are 2 colors I didn't need, but I always am up for a red sandal. So. And one last random thing. I did go into Sephora. I didn't get much. I got some Lily lashes. You guys have probably seen those. They're the self-adhesive ones. I'm not a lash girl, but you guys know I love mascara. But if I need a lash, I wanted to try the self-adhesive ones just to see if they would work. And then I think I got like Dark Horse liner from Sephora. Sephora has really good liners. I think we sleep on sometimes like store brands like Sephora brand, Ulta brand. They have really good lipstick and really good liners. A lot of their stuff is really nice. Their tools, their sharpeners, their cotton pads. They're very good pricing. Check it out. Like, I thought for a lip liner, I want to try the brown in place of the chestnut. they had some, and it's a good gel, and it's a retractable screw up liner. Like, you don't have to sharpen it. What? Okay. I found this. This is called Better Rouge. You guys may have heard of it. It was inside the Marshalls there for $19.99. It was locked up in a case. And for some reason, you guys see it looks very much so Baccarat. And I'm like, I see the $19.99 and I'm like, I'm not necessarily crazy about Baccarat now, but I will wear it. So I'm like, oh, this is $19. I'll take it. So I go to get it out the thing. And I'm like, Better Rouge? What is this? So anyway, it must be a big deal. I see it on resale on like eBay and Poshmark for about $35, $40. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to mix it with what I have here. I have a few of the other sprays. And it smells, it's a little sweeter than Baccarat Rouge. I can't explain it, especially when it gets on the skin. But it's a nice dupe. $19. Check out your Marshalls or TJ Maxx. They may have it. And that is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed my travel vlog takeaways and my small haul. I will see you guys in the new year. It's been an amazing 2024. Thank you guys for being here. I'm so happy for my over 5,000 subscribers. And I hope to do even better things in 2025. And I love you guys. And I'll see you in the new year.